Hi, welcome to the Active Health Foundation Head and Neck Points of the Tuena Sequence tutorial by James O'Sullivan. First of all, I suppose we should cover the 2 points that are used during the neck stretch. This is where we lay the flat of the hand under the neck, and in the center of the palm you'll find pericardium 8, and this should be placed directly underneath do 16, which is just underneath the occipital protuberance, and P8 is found in the center of the palm. Gallbladder 20 is found in the depression between the upper portion of the sternocleidomastoid muscle and the trapezium, on the same level as do 16. The functions of gallbladder 20 are that it subdues liver yang, and it also eliminates interior and exterior wind. Do 14 is found below the spinous process of the 7th cervical vertebrae and above the 1st thoracic vertebrae, that is between C7 and T1, and its functions are that it clears heat, it expels wind, tonifies yang. It's a general anti-inflammatory point, meaning that it can be used to treat inflammation anywhere in the body, and both interior and exterior, and it also releases the exterior. Gallbladder 21 can be found midway between do 14 and the acromion. This is illustrated here in this diagram, and it's found at the highest point of the shoulder. The functions of gallbladder 21 are that it relaxes the tendons and ligaments, and it promotes lactation and promotes delivery. Gallbladder 21 is one of the contraindicated points during pregnancy. It's a forbidden point during pregnancy. Small intestine 19 is found anterior to the tragus, where the depression is formed when the mouth is opened. And the functions of small intestine 19 are that it benefits the ears. It would be a good point for tinnitus. Do 24 is found half a sun within the anterior hairline on the mid-sagittal line of the head. It's the 8th point on our facial sequence, and its functions are that it calms the mind. Yin Tang is an extra point, and it's found on the midline or on the due meridian, but it's not a point on the due meridian, and it's found in between the two eyebrows. It's the first point on our facial sequence, and its functions are that it calms the mind, promotes sleep, it eliminates wind, and it stops convulsions. Bladder 2 is found at the medial end of the eyebrow on the supraorbital notch, and it's the second point in our facial sequence. Yu Yao is in the middle or the midpoint of the eyebrow, directly above the pupil when it's looking forward, and it's the third point on our facial sequence. Sanjiao 23 can be found in the depression at the lateral end of the eyebrow, and it's the 4th point in our facial sequence. Tai Yang can be found in the depression 1 sun posterior to the midpoint between the lateral end of the eyebrow and the outer canthus. It's the 5th point on our facial sequence, and it eliminates wind and clears fire. Stomach 8 is found half its sun within the anterior hairline at the corner of the forehead. It's 4.5 sun lateral to do 24, which we covered earlier on, and it's the 6th point on our facial sequence. Stomach 8 expels wind, it relieves pain, it brightens the eyes, it clears heat, it stops lacrimation, and it also relieves dizziness. Gallbladder 15 is found half a sun within the hairline, and it's midway between do 24 and stomach 8, which we've just covered, and it's the 7th point on our facial sequence. Ezhong is found 1 sun directly above Yin Tang, and it's the 9th point on our facial sequence. Gallbladder 14 can be found on the forehead, some directly above the midpoint of the eyebrow or above Yu Yao, which we've already covered, and it's the 10th point on our facial sequence. Stomach 2 is found below the pupil in the depression in the infraorbital foramen, and it's the 11th point on our facial sequence. Large intestine 21 is found in the nasolabial sulcus at the level of the midpoint of the lateral border of the ala nasi, and it's the 12th point in our facial sequence, and it dispels exterior wind and is an excellent point for sinuses. As is this point, Tong, which is found at the highest point of the nasolabial groove, and it's the 3rd point in our facial sequence and is usually stimulated alongside large intestine 20. That's the end of our tutorial on the points of the head and neck. I hope you found them useful.